Africa is starting to grapple with the ideas and the possibilities around making massive amounts of information that was previously locked up within governments freely available to the public. We're starting to see some trendsetters and pioneers like Kenya and Morocco, and we're starting to even see civil society starting to grapple with the fact that they too are sitting on these mountains of information, and how to make that available to the people who actually paid for that information to be created. And the idea behind Open Africa and behind creating an umbrella institute is that there needs to be a convening force. There needs to be some kind of central reference point where people can get together and compare notes, where people can learn from each other so we're not constantly reinventing the wheel. But also more importantly, there needs to be a central repository of this knowledge. And effectively what we're doing is we're liberating knowledge. Previously, you would put in a freedom of access to information request in South Africa, and the government, according to the law, would give you that piece of information. You'd receive the information, and it would again disappear from public consciousness because you would do nothing more with it. The idea is to create some kind of repository where anything that is made public once remains public forever. Why? Because it means that we don't have to make the mistakes that our forefathers did. We can now actually know what the context was, the full context, to events as they unfold. Often, specifically, not just in Africa, but across much of the global south, what happens is that we don't really understand the context or the underlying reasons for things that happen in our lives. And as a result, we're the victims of circumstance. If we're fully informed, the theory is, we don't know if it's really going to work, the theory is that we're going to be able to take more ownership of our own lives and decision making. And an institute is not an ivory tower. The idea is that we create a repository, almost, I suppose the American example would be a Library of Congress, but for Africa and for the everyman, not for the elite.
So what do you hope to achieve with the institute? What are the sort of things that you...
The activities. So the idea is not to be a bottleneck, but rather to be a catalyst. So the idea is to spark partnerships, to find those people who are being pioneers in a small little niche or small part of the ecosystem, and try and help them elevate what they're doing, or connect with people working in similar fields. So we're hoping to do that through creating incubators, doing research, pioneering, trend-setting applications, in other words, testing some of this technology and seeing if it really does work. And then also being the mythbuster, going in there and popping the bubble of some of these sexy ideas that get floated around in donor and in government and other kinds of circles, and actually putting them to the test, putting them through kind of battle testing and seeing, do they stand up? And then obviously sharing some of the results of these outreach and activities through conferences, think tanks, roundtables, and not as talk shops, but as experience sharing, and then walking away from those with actionable programs. So building new apps, new partnerships, and so forth.